Life is a race. A constant run. In which prizes belong to those who believe in their victories. Every good and every evil are born in competition. Today, South Caucasus region is at the crossroads where the interests of superpowers collide. In this region, here comes Armenia. A country with destroyed infrastructures after the breakup of Soviet Union. A country in Nagorno-Karabakh conflict with its neighboring Azerbaijan. A country having no natural resources, no access to sea. A country with closed borders with two of its neighbors, and with only a narrow road to the world market. Today, Armenia's biggest resource is its human capital, both in Armenia and across the world. What can mobilize Armenians to be competitive today? A group of successful Armenians from Armenia and diaspora are in Armenia 2020 project for this purpose. They are committed to Armenia's strategic development and put best of their resources for Armenia's prosperity.
We started out as a group of people who quasi didn't know each other, and we now have had 2 meetings where we worked a lot and didn't sleep a lot. But it's amazing to see how such different group of people can come together. Different background, different expectations, different opinions, and at the end of 24 to 48 hours emerges kind of a spontaneous way something that is much more than the individual pieces.
Many in this network of committed individuals run companies with higher income than Armenia's GDP. To them, this project is not about helping some company earn money based on good strategy. It's a way for them to affect every Armenian's life, including theirs. Armenia 2020 board member Ruben Vartanian is the CEO and the president of one of the largest investment banks in Russia, Troika Dialogue.
I am in Armenia 2020 because I want to know that my son will be proud being Armenian in the 21st century, the same like I am proud being Armenian in the 20th century. I am in Armenia 2020 because I believe we can change the perception about Armenia.
Armenia 2020 board member Andrea Antonian is a senior partner at McKinsey & Company, Munich.
The intriguing thing about Armenia 2020 is the noble purpose that unifies all of us. And all of us want to make a big contribution and have positive impact on the future of Armenia.
Armenia 2020 project is more than a charity. Many say it's a long-term investment in finding out the possibilities and mechanism for Armenia's development.
The grant money is a salvation and a destruction. And I think the best thing that has happened to Armenia, that Armenia 2020 is here, and it isn't grant money, and it's showing that yes, we can do these things. And I really am proud to know that there are some Armenians who have enough confidence in this country that they're willing to risk their money.
Armenia 2020's emotional mission to make Armenia competitive globally is supported with thorough research on sectors essential for Armenia's development. Through Armenia 2020 initiative, now there are 4 different development scenarios. These development models are a result of multiple discussions based on research and analysis of Armenia's development potential. Armenia 2020 doesn't advocate any of the scenarios. Instead, it shows where each leads.
I'm European, so I'm biased, but I hope by 2020 Armenia will be part of the European Union. What is great about Armenia 2020 is that it's looking in all directions. It's looking at all possible futures and seeing how the country can make the most of it. And that's great. That's precious thinking.
Some prominent businessmen say they'd rather have a destination before making investments.
Most important for me is to have a clear direction. What is the direction? It should be simple, clear, and if we have that simple, clear direction, we can motivate people to go after that direction.
No matter which destination Armenia picks, there are some things that should be transformed. Leveraging the productivity is an example of that. McKinsey's research indicates that several sectors have the highest potential for productivity growth. These include tourism, healthcare, IT services, jewelry, and diamonds. The output in these 5 sectors can already be quadrupled by 2010 if the productivity is leveraged. Key players in the IT sector believe that Armenia can become a regional IT player if it doesn't lose the momentum and the sector is less fragmented.
Armenia 2020 is important for like us to prove that we are doing investments in the right country. And as Armenian, I'm very happy that we are creating such kind of comfort level for the foreign country.
In IT area in the world, there are not competing companies, there are competing countries.
Now meetings and conferences take place on the basis of solid foundation on what kind of potential Armenia has for development and what the choices are.
One of the very important results of this conference is a renewed sense that the future of Armenia lay in the hands of Armenians itself.
Now Armenia's key players have the necessary information to make educated choices.
Without this kind of well-researched information, we, the decision makers in Armenia, cannot make the right decision for Armenia's economic development for future. So this is extremely important.
Armenia's Ministry of Trade and Economic Development has turned up to Armenia 2020 for elaborating a sustainable economic development plan for Armenia.
The sectoral analysis and forecasting for the future for 15-20 years is important also to create and construct the sustainable development economic project and strategy.
Armenia 2020 provides solid choices to all those who want and can transform Armenia into an attractive destination for Armenians to immigrate to.
If you could accurately describe a hoped-for future destination and people buy into that and they like that, then their impatience, just like I want to move now to Paris, I want to go to France, I have my family, well, that same impatience could be directed towards bringing the future closer in. So now you say, well, why do we have to wait to 2020? Why can't we have this at 2015? What do we have to do so that if I don't have it, maybe at least my kids will have it?
The national survey, including 1,500 Armenians, indicate that Armenians across the world, despite many differences, have one common desire: to see Armenia prosperous and competitive in the world.